Hello and welcome to another Gran Turismo video. This time we're doing Daily Race C and we're currently driving the Citroen Group 4. So let's do this. Alright, starting the race we start in position 7. So right in the middle of the pack. It's probably not one of the best positions you can start in, since you're going to be right in the middle of the carnage. And our race doesn't start very well. We're going to start by basically ramming this guy right here, which was right here. So what I tried to do, I tried to give him the position back, and that ended up backlashing. So I end up losing a lot more positions after that. So currently we're down to P9. And right now that really disrupted the flow of my driving, and here we are, lose another position. So this is like one of those examples where things don't start very well, but I don't think there's any reason to give up, because well, it's still a long race and you still have, pretty much in this race you've got almost 17 minutes to recuperate wherever you've lost. So just following the pack here, we already have one driver that's span out, and basically we just gain the position back. And basically the strategy right now is to continue following this pack, try to keep it safe and not make many mistakes. And also the reason I picked the Citroen as well is that you can pretty much do this race as a non-stopper, and the Citroen is really good on tires. I think it's a car that drives quite well in this track. So also we got rammed right here, and I mean normally the strategy when this happens to me is just I try to keep the car as stable as I can. So basically I see a lot of people that in these situations they just try to ram back, and I mean there's no point in that. You're just going to be losing time in that sense. So we're just going to continue following the pack here. Now starting on lap 3 is where the race starts turning even more sour. Actually I think Ken here brakes quite early, and that just basically forces me to ram into the back of him. So that's going to give us a 2-second penalty, which is absolutely not great. And to turn matters even worse, I get rammed in the back just to completely spin out our car. So this is as low as it can get, really, down to P14. So, and also we've got damage, which is far from an ideal situation, but still it's not a good idea to give up, because you can still make some positions back. And I just decided to keep pushing and just keep following the pack. Eventually other people are going to make mistakes as well, so I'm trying to keep my driving as safe as possible from here on out. And let's just see where this is going to lead us. And fast forwarding into lap 3, we just catch up to the group in front, but we still have to serve this penalty, which is going to happen right here. And what's going to happen due to this is that the car in front of the car behind us overtakes us, and we try to get the inside in the straight right here. So we just end up being side by side, and I'm basically taking the inside so we can overtake him in turn 1, which is pretty much happening right here. However, what he has done, he's basically taken the inside for turn 2, so we're the ones that are being overtaken right here. So here we are. I'm just trying to give him as much space as possible, but what this means is that I'll take the inside for the next turn, and we got a clean overtake. And now what's left is actually trying to catch up to the group in front. So then again, it's just going to be trying to drive as cleanly as we can, but also putting in some fast laps to catch up to the people in front, and try to just compensate for the deficit that we had from the 2-second penalty. Now skipping into lap 5, we just caught up to the group in front, currently in P12, and we're still trying to make as many positions as we can. We're still far from this middle group that you can see on the track, and there's currently a yellow flag, which means that we might be able to take a position other than this one that we just took right here, and we'll just keep trying to catch up to the group in front. So right here we just continue chasing these two, and I think at this point I'm getting into the slipstream range. and I was hoping that these two would fight, but the driver in P9 just ends up taking the pit stop. So we'll just keep chasing P9 right now. And suddenly also Ken just gets out of the pit lane, which we just managed to overtake him on the outside. But that just means that we gained another position by sticking into the strategy of not pitting. And at this stage we're still chasing down the German driver. But right here is where he does a mistake and that goes wide. So that allows us to get even further into his slipstream. And it also allowed us to increase the amount of pressure that we could apply on him. So right now we are pretty much right behind him. So basically he's starting to wiggle a little bit as well. And we're just getting closer, and I think applying this pressure is what caused him to make another mistake right here. He went wide again, so that allowed us to do an overtake. Now on to lap 7, we're getting closer to the group in front, sitting currently in P8, and one of the drivers just goes completely off the track, which allowed us to gain another position. So we're up to P7, which is the position that we started in. So remembering where we just fell, at some point we ended up in P15 and now we are in P7, and we're actually in a good position because the driver in P6 has a 4-second penalty, and at this stage there isn't really a point of attacking too much. I was just going to try to stick behind him and basically not try to get into some kind of fight with him, because he could, who knows, he could just ram me or take me off the track, and that would completely jeopardize the race. So we'll just continue chasing them up to the point where he has to serve the penalty and I can start attacking P5. And once he gets to the penalty area, basically we just close down a little bit and we just gained enough distance so we could overtake him smoothly. And now we were pretty much fighting for P5. And I can also see that P5 is going quite wide, so basically his tire conditions are not pretty much the best. And this is where the Citroen shines really, because we still have a fair amount of tire grip to actually utilize. So we just keep getting closer to Calimero here. Fast forwarding a bit, Calimero does another mistake. He just goes completely wide in that corner. So then again, you can tell the tires are not in a good condition. And P4 right here probably crashed, so we ended up taking this freebie. So we're up to P5, and basically we've got almost 2 laps remaining. We keep chasing Calimero here. At this point, I can tell that my pace is faster than his. And I know that we're going to end up overtaking him at some point, but try not to get too risky. So I'll try to peek on the outside, and it doesn't really work because he does cover the inside quite well. So I'm trying to stick to him either until he makes some kind of mistake or until I get like a cleaning overtaking opportunity. And I mean, looking at the track and 2 laps remaining, it's quite unlikely that I'll be able to reach P3 because the gap is humongous. So I got plenty of time at this stage to overtake Calimero without taking too many risks. And chasing him in this middle straight right here, I'm not sure what happened to him, but he basically just brakes all of a sudden. Not really sure what happened there, and we successfully took P4. But this pretty much just shows that giving up right in the beginning of the race, even though if you span out, I don't think it's a good strategy to rage quit, because your DR really takes a hit, and you can still salvage something out of it. Even if you get back to the starting position, it's still better than quitting the race and taking a DR penalty. And I'm pretty happy with this race, because since we fell to P15 and we still managed to salvage P4, I mean, it's a pretty good result. I'm really happy with that. I mean, we could have fought for maybe the podium if we didn't have all the issues that we had in the beginning of the race, but I'll definitely take this. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for the next video.